The first 20 seconds after you get paid decide everything. The moment your paycheck lands in your account, your brain lights up like a Christmas tree. Suddenly, every impulse you've been holding back for the last 2 weeks storms the stage. Food delivery apps, shopping carts, and random gadgets that promise life-changing results. And you haven't even opened your banking app yet. It's wild how fast your mind starts spending money you technically haven't even looked at. But here's the twist. Those first 20 seconds are the most financially dangerous moments of your entire month. Most people don't realize this because payday feels like a reward. It feels like permission to finally breathe. But what really happens is that your brain slips into a mental trap, thinking money is endless just because more showed up. That temporary high convinces you that this month will be different, that you'll magically manage your money better, that this time you'll be responsible. Spoiler, you won't, unless you break the cycle. But what if those same 20 seconds weren't the beginning of chaos, but the start of control? What if you used those first moments to activate a system instead of impulses? That one shift puts you ahead of nearly everyone around you, not because you earn more money, but because you're using the small window where discipline still beats dopamine. Your payday routine starts with one rule: do nothing immediately. Don't move money, don't spend money, don't even think about what to buy. You need a pause, just a short gap between getting paid and reacting emotionally to it. That silence creates clarity, and clarity becomes opportunity. Identify your real monthly obligations, not the fake ones. Before you can build wealth, you have to face the truth. Most people have no idea what their real obligations actually are. They think they do, but that's only because everything feels essential when you're used to having it. Suddenly, subscriptions become needs, premium plans become non-negotiable, and takeout becomes part of your schedule. It's not that people lie to themselves on purpose. It's that lifestyle creep is a silent predator. A proper payday routine starts with brutal honesty. You need to separate real obligations from convenient habits. Housing, basic groceries, electricity, transportation, insurance, those are actual obligations. Weekend brunches, gym memberships you haven't used since February, multiple streaming services, and food delivery disguised as stress relief are not. You already know this, but your brain tries very hard to pretend otherwise. Here's the trick no one talks about. When you label everything as a necessity, you eliminate your ability to grow financially. Why? Because you've trapped all your income in pretend commitments you could easily shrink, cancel, or modify. When everything is essential, nothing is actually prioritized. That's how people earning solid salaries end up broke by the 20th of every month. Once you've identified your real obligations, calculate the exact percentage they consume of your take-home pay. Not roughly, not estimated, not I think it's around half. Exact. Successful people know these numbers cold. Struggling people avoid them because they're afraid of what they'll see. Build the shock absorber that keeps your life from exploding. An emergency fund is the financial equivalent of wearing a seatbelt. Most people don't think about it until something goes terribly wrong, and then they wish they had taken it seriously. Your payday routine needs a built-in mechanism to grow this fund every single month. No exceptions, no negotiations. Because the truth is, emergencies don't care if you're ready for them. Life throws surprises at the worst possible moments. Your phone dies right before an important meeting. Your car demands a repair you didn't budget for. A medical bill appears out of nowhere. These moments hurt the most when you don't have a financial cushion. And without that cushion, every emergency becomes a crisis. Every crisis becomes debt, and every debt delays your future. The key is consistency, not speed. Even if you can only send a tiny amount each payday, send it. Your goal is 3-6 months of essential living expenses, stored safely in a boring, high-yield savings account. Not invested, not locked away, not risked, just accessible. Pay yourself before the world takes its cut. Most people follow the same broken formula when they get paid. Pay bills, spend freely, hope something is left, and then claim they can't afford to save. That's not a budgeting problem, it's a priority problem. When you wait until the end of the month to save, you're relying on something that doesn't exist. Leftover money. There is no leftover money. Money always finds a place to go. Wealthier people operate the exact opposite way. They save and invest first, before any discretionary spending happens. This simple shift, paying yourself first, is the backbone of any real financial routine. because if you don't protect your money the moment it arrives, everything and everyone else will happily take it from you. Paying yourself doesn't mean spending on yourself. That's where people get confused. Paying yourself means directing money toward your future, your savings, your investments, your long-term goals. It's the part of your paycheck that works for you long after you've spent the rest. A good target is 10–20% of your take-home pay. But if that sounds impossible, start tiny. Even 2% is better than 0%. What matters most is establishing the behavior, not the amount. Because once the behavior becomes hardwired, increasing the percentage becomes easy. Stay ahead of your debts before they sneak up on you. Debt doesn't ruin people because of the amount they owe. Debt ruins people because they ignore it until it becomes a monster. Most people treat their debt like a distant problem, something future them will magically deal with when life settles down. But life doesn't settle down, and ignoring debt grows teeth. Your payday routine needs a built-in checkpoint that keeps you ahead of debt instead of buried under it. The first rule is simple. Every single debt payment must be paid on time. Not almost on time. Not before the late fee hits. On time, every time. Late payments don't just cost money. They damage your financial reputation. And in a world where your credit score determines everything from rental approval to interest rates, your reputation matters more than you think. There are two reliable ways to tackle debt: the avalanche method and the snowball method. An avalanche saves the most money mathematically by targeting the highest interest debt first. Snowball builds momentum emotionally by wiping out small debts early. The truth is, both work. What doesn't work is bouncing between strategies or waiting for the perfect moment to start. Pick one and commit. Your payday routine should include a designated amount that goes toward debt beyond the minimums whenever possible. It doesn't have to be a huge amount, just something that pushes your balance downward every month. Even small progress prevents debt from feeling impossible. And once progress becomes visible, motivation follows naturally. Invest for your future self, even if you don't feel ready. Most people think investments are something you start once you're doing well financially. But that mindset is backwards. You don't start investing because you're financially comfortable. You become financially comfortable because you start investing. Your payday routine needs an automatic moment where money flows into your future, not just your present. The biggest mistake beginners make is overthinking. They wait until they learn more, watch 30 hours of videos, compare 100 different funds, and then freeze. Meanwhile, time keeps passing. And time is the most valuable ingredient in wealth building. Because compound interest doesn't reward the smartest investor, it rewards the earliest investor. Start simple. If your employer offers a retirement plan with matching contributions, that's the first priority. Employer matching is literally risk-free, automatic profit. If your company matches 3%, 4%, or 5%, take it. That's money you get just for showing up to work and contributing your part. Walk away from it, and you're walking away from free returns you'll never get back. Allocate spending money, intentionally, not emotionally. Here's where most people fail. Even the ones who save, even the ones who invest, even the ones who pay their bills on time, they sabotage themselves with emotional spending. And the crazy part is, it's rarely the big purchases that wreck them. It's the small, random, impulsive, it's just a few dollars things that quietly drain hundreds each month. A proper payday routine keeps your spending under control without feeling restrictive. You need what I call intentional spending zones. These are categories you approve in advance: dining out, entertainment, personal treats, hobbies, whatever adds joy to your life. But the key is that you decide the budget before you spend, not after you're already deep into a spending spiral. When you give yourself structured freedom, you avoid the guilt, the regret, and the end-of-month panic. Most people make the mistake of cutting out all discretionary spending when trying to get better with money. That never lasts. Humans aren't robots. You need room to enjoy your life, or you'll eventually explode and overspend even worse. The trick isn't to eliminate fun, it's to control it with intention. When you know how much you can spend guilt-free, you enjoy the experience more, not less. Automate everything, so your willpower never gets a vote. Here's the unfiltered truth. People don't fail financially because they're stupid or lazy. They fail because they rely on willpower. And willpower is unreliable. It fades when you're tired, stressed, distracted, or overwhelmed. A flawless payday routine removes willpower from the equation entirely. Because when your money moves automatically, your emotions don't get a chance to interfere. Automation is the closest thing to a financial cheat code. You set it up once, and it quietly does the work behind the scenes every single month. Savings? Automated. Investments? Automated. Debt payments? Automated. Bills? Automated. The less you manually handle, the fewer mistakes you make, and the fewer temptations you face. The magic of automation is that it keeps working whether you're having a disciplined week or a disaster of a week. Even if you're busy, sick, traveling, or dealing with life, your financial system keeps running on its own. That's what real consistency looks like. Not motivation, systems. But here's the part most people forget. Automation is not a set-it-and-forget-it system. You have to update it every time your life changes. Get a raise, update your savings, pay off a debt, redirect that money. Change your goals, adjust the flows. Your system should evolve with you, not stay frozen where you used to be.